Imagine being 3 times richer than Jeff Bezos, or having so much power that the US government has to create new laws just to keep you in check. That was John D. Rockefeller. At the peak of his career, Rockefeller's wealth made up about 1.5% of the US economy, roughly $280 billion in today's money. What was his secret? A company called Standard Oil. At its height, this company controlled 90% of America's refineries and pipelines, right when the world's demand for oil was skyrocketing. Usually, fortunes of such wealthy families shrink by about 90% by the 3rd generation. But the Rockefeller family is still one of the richest and most striking families in the world. And yes, most of their wealth was made legally. But legal doesn't always mean ethical. This is the story of John D. Rockefeller. A century before today's tech and finance giants, the name Rockefeller meant wealth and power. John was born in 1839 in Richford, New York. He was an ordinary boy. His father, William Avery Rockefeller, however, was a complicated man. Smooth-talking, sometimes a con artist, later a doctor, who sold homemade concoctions as medicine. He was obsessed with looking successful, always well-dressed, always pretending to be rich. The family moved constantly until 1857, when they finally settled in Cleveland, Ohio. John grew up like an ordinary farm boy, chopping wood, tending animals, working the land. He was quiet, serious, and steady. Not a genius, but careful. He dropped out of high school and started working as an assistant bookkeeper, earning 50 cents a day. Not a glamorous job, but he had a plan. He saved every penny, borrowed some money from his father, and in 1859 founded his first business, Rockefeller and Clark. It was a small trading firm dealing in produce and petroleum. The timing was perfect. America's oil industry was booming, and Cleveland, with its proximity to the Pennsylvania oil fields and strong transportation network, was the ideal hub. By 1863, he and his partners opened their first refinery. 2 years later, Rockefeller bought out his partner and teamed up with chemist Samuel Andrews. He needed more capital, so he turned to a millionaire named Stephen Harkness. Harkness agreed to invest, but on one condition. Rockefeller had to take on Henry Flagler, one of his relatives, as a partner. And that turned out to be one of the best decisions of his life. Flagler's creativity and organizational skills matched perfectly with Rockefeller's financial discipline. Together, they built an empire. In 1870, at just 31 years old, Rockefeller founded Standard Oil. He had a unique strategy. Instead of drilling for oil, he focused on refining it, since that part of the industry had more stable costs. He was obsessed with efficiency, cutting waste, improving processes, investing in research and development. He hired the smartest minds and demanded maximum performance from them. He saw value where others saw waste. For instance, the sour oil fields in Ohio were considered worthless. Rockefeller's team found a way to refine it, turning it into massive profit. But his true power move was scale. In just the first 3 months of 1872, Rockefeller either bought out, shut down, or bankrupted 22 of his 26 competitors in Cleveland. He made special deals with railroads, promising 60 carloads of oil a day to secure huge transport discounts. His competitors couldn't possibly match those terms. He even supported the Southern Improvement Company, which aimed to fix transportation prices. The public was furious and the plan was shut down. But the message was clear. Rockefeller was everywhere. Newspapers depicted him as an octopus with tentacles reaching into oil, steel, shipping, and politics. By the late 1880s, Standard Oil controlled 90% of U.S. refineries. But that power didn't last forever. Public pressure grew, and politicians began to pass antitrust laws. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil had violated the Sherman Antitrust Act. The company was split into 34 separate entities. Rockefeller retired from daily operations at age 56, but he remained the face of the company. The stress came at a high cost. Journalist Ida Tarbell described him as one of the saddest figures in the world. Bald, pale, exhausted. His physical state seemed like a reflection of his actions. But this was also the moment when something changed. In 1913, Rockefeller and his family founded the Rockefeller Foundation. Its focus, health, education, and scientific research. He established the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research. He supported the development of vaccines for meningitis and yellow fever. He modernized medical education in the U.S. and founded China's first modern medical school. He also financed public health schools at Johns Hopkins, 1918, and Harvard, 1921. Later, the foundation became a major supporter of the Green Revolution, increasing agricultural productivity worldwide and saving an estimated 1 billion lives. Rockefeller preferred making large strategic investments that addressed problems at their roots rather than small donations. In 1912, his fortune was around $900 million, but when he died, only $26 million remained. The rest had been donated or placed into trusts. Was it all out of goodwill? Partly, yes, but maybe also for tax advantages, reputation repair, or the pursuit of an immortal legacy. Whatever his motives, the impact is undeniable. Even today, the Rockefeller family remains influential. Their total fortune is estimated at around $10.3 billion, though some believe it's much higher. One of the most famous descendants, David Rockefeller, died in 2017 at 101 years old, with a net worth of about $3.3 billion. Standard Oil may have been broken up, but its legacy lives on. Exxon, Chevron, BP, and ConocoPhillips all trace their roots back to it. And in 2016, the Rockefeller family announced that they had completely divested from fossil fuels for ethical reasons. So, how did they manage to preserve their wealth for so long? The answer lies in strategy. They pioneered the family office model, one central entity managing investments, taxes, and legal affairs. Through irrevocable trusts, they shielded their wealth from taxes, lawsuits, and inheritance disputes. They also used a waterfall life insurance system that allowed intergenerational wealth transfer with almost no taxation. But their influence went beyond money. From the 1950s to 2014, there was almost always a Rockefeller in a political office. The foundation's work often aligned with U.S. foreign policy. For instance, supporting economic and educational reforms in post-World War II France to counter communism. Even today, the Rockefeller Foundation, alongside the Gates Foundation, plays a major role in shaping global health, agriculture, and development policies. Supporters call it progress. Critics call it private influence in public affairs. Rockefeller played the system perfectly. He followed the rules, and when the rules didn't suit him, he changed them. His philanthropy transformed education, science, and health. But his success was built on the shadow of a ruthless monopoly. Rockefeller was both a visionary creator of opportunity and a symbol of the dangers of unchecked power. That's why his story still matters. If you made it this far, drop $1 in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep stories like this. Also, check out the Jakob Fugger video. I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.